Hello, party people. It's been a minute since we posted really anything on YouTube or Instagram. It's been a pretty, for lack of better words, shitty couple of months. At the beginning of, I think it was like April-ish time. One of my grandparents had some issues with going to the hospital, and I believe it was right around April. And then my dog started having seizures, and if you don't know, my dog is like my child, Jericho. Love him. He's the best dog ever. And he started developing seizures. Grandparents went to the hospital. It was a pretty hectic time. And then grandparents, got better, got in and out of the hospital and all these things. Jericho having seizures was hard. We took him to get some brain scans and things, and they weren't 100% sure what was going on. He had prostate cancer already, so we weren't sure if somehow that was, going on with it. And then we went to Fuel Fest, and the car caught on fire, and I had about 8 days to fix the car. And in those 8 days, I was working on the car every day while still, seeing Heather and Jericho and hanging out with everybody, and basically finished the car like a day early. And the day I finished, he had another seizure, and the day before, we found out that he had a brain tumor, so we had to put him down, which was really hard on us. And then went to the track, didn't fix all the things that we thought we had to fix on the car, and the car shut off 2 times in competition.
And Ethan McGuire.
No! Oh!
Tony Breinstein shuts it down. And a small mishap there in the chase. And
Didn't have any issues during practice. And then we had some heating issues, but we were like, we can do 2 laps, it's fine. Then basically did competition, car shut off, clutch stopped working, and I was pretty over it. Pretty like emotionally drained, mentally drained, physically drained, just like didn't wanted to stay at home underneath the blankets and never come out again. Which was a huge bummer. So that's kind of where I've been, not doing anything really. I haven't really posted a whole lot. I did some stuff with ACT, which was cool that they helped me out. We did some stuff with Holley, because they were super helpful with getting the car back from the fire. But I just haven't really been like wanting to post stuff. I haven't been like feeling super chipper about things, but that's not a good way to be. It's been definitely hard for me and Heather with everything. In the house it's quieter, and she works from home, so she's with him all day, so it's been hard. But my grandparents are better now, and they're home, and they're doing good. And between round 3 and round 4 that just happened, I rewired the car, kind of just kept myself busy, kept my nose down, and worked on the car a lot. Spent time with Heather, spent time with my grandparents, with everybody, and we had round 4 this past weekend, and the car worked super well. We didn't practice. It was some of our best laps that we've had.
Hotbit Auto Fest.
there's gonna be some clips, you know, sprinkled in and out of talking about this. I think the last video I did was about the fire and fixing the fire. So we've put some clips from round 3 in here with the car shutting off and everything. And then now round 4 happening. Car was driving good. I was driving good. We got into comp and I was just pushing a little bit too hard. Got a little bit too close to Luke in the transition, or at least I thought I was. You know, looking back, I could have snapped it sooner. But you know, hindsight's 2020. When you're in that moment, you have less than a second to figure out what you're gonna do.
Little chase cam here as Bakula out front, flick of the wrist, as I like to say, in the outer zone 1. Could have been, he did massage it very nicely there. Almost a little wall contact from Bakula as, Brenstein as they bring it out here. It looks like they just mistimed that transition from Cody, and just really hard to say what happened there. The front end might have just washed out, or he timed it wrong.
Almost like he forgot there was a corner coming and said, "Oh my God, I have to initiate."
Yeah, and Bakula's kind of just out by himself, but if he wants to continue on his 16 and further, he's going to have to clean this lead run up, get a little further out in the zones.
Yeah.
And I ended up shooting off into outer zone 2, I think they were calling it, because the second zone was a touch and go. So the second, you know, big zone, which was the infield, I shot off and I caught back up, and then we went through the inner, and then the next zone, and the car kind of, you know, I stalled up because the way that I came in was not, you know, when you're offline, like everything kind of throws everything off. So when I shot in on him, I was kind of shooting it at a weird angle, so car stalled up a little bit. Knew we were at a deficit, so then we did the lead run, and on the radio I was like, I didn't say this to Heather because I'm not sure what her reaction would have been, but I was basically like, this is gonna be sick, or I'm gonna crash this car right now. There's that NASCAR video where the guy's like, I'm not lifting until I see God or the finish line.
Nope, I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting until I see God or a checkered flag.
And that was how I felt, and that was one of my best laps.
No, a little too far behind. Yep. I understand when you have an advantage, but that was a little too chill in the chase position.
I think Brenstein needed to be a little deeper there. He did massage it further, getting in outer zone 2, as Bakula just barely staying in frame here, as we can see his painted wheel just spinning away there behind.
I wonder if that's got something to do with
Brenstein.
Maybe he's got an alignment.
alignment issue.
Yeah.
Right, and you can see here he gets lost in the smoke here. He's staying true to the line, but let's just slow it down here.
Way back.
Gets through the smoke. The car straightens up about 20 feet before.
So I think we need to get into that mentality a little bit of like, the car has to, like, I have to be not willing to like write off the car, but like I have to be okay with the sport that I've chosen, where if you're not, you know, riding that wall and possibly, you know, breaking things, then you're probably not driving hard enough. And just consistency too. I had 6 practice laps, I think it was. Yeah, 6 practice laps. Or no, we had 8 practice laps because we can only afford to bring 1 pair of tires per practice. So we do 1 practice, 1 pair, second practice, another pair, and then we do qualifying on a set of tires. And then we use that set of tires for the next practice. So 4 laps plus 2, 10 laps. So, and 5 of those were leads. And I would say 4 of those were really good leads. Outer zone 2, or the touch and go, is tricky to get into, and I got into it maybe 2 out of those 4 times. The 5th run was a good run. The only reason why I call it a bad run was because coming off the inner clip in front of Carson, I'll put that video here. Coming off the inner clip in front of Carson, I thought I was moving way faster than I was, pulled the handbrake, and the car just like stalled way up. So it would have been a deficit in a competition. But yeah, working on consistency is going to be a huge thing for me moving forward, not only in practice but in comp, and just trying my best to be like, you know, this isn't comp, this is just another practice battle, and the same in vice versa, treating every practice battle like I'm gonna run this person over, which I did this time, and I jokingly told Casey when I went with him, I'm not gonna crash into you, I'm gonna put my tire on your door. And we didn't do that because, you know, you do have to respectfully not crash into people in practice, or things happen, but I'm not going to purposely run into somebody. But yeah, so that was our round 4. We got out in top 32. We drove super well. It's always nice to see the fans and talk to people, and people are always really excited when we're there. Other drivers and fans are all, very happy to see us there, and they like talking to us, which is always really nice and honestly heartwarming, because there's so many really good drivers at Hot Pit and really nice dudes. So when people want to come see us, it really means a lot. But yeah, that's basically where I've been, and what I've been doing. It's been pretty hard. I'm already a pretty emotional guy without having all these things happen, so it's definitely been harder with all these things happening, to like focus on anything really. I think everything in my life has been like splitting my attention, which is hard. Everything's kind of been getting like little pieces here and there, and I haven't been able to like focus on anything, which is hard because everything kind of gets taken for granted and not as much attention as it needs. So we're gonna focus a lot more on not only driving, but like just having fun. At round 3, I was like just happy to make it to the track, glad that we were able to fix a car that was basically, the engine bay was not burned to the ground, but every single wire was burnt. And I was just happy to make it there. I got 2 practice laps and qualified higher than I ever have. So, and I was like, I'm here to have fun, man. Like, I didn't think I was gonna be here. So, granted, at the same time, we were trying to just get out of the house because that was the day after our dog passed away. So, everything comes with its ups and downs, but I'm probably just rambling at this point. But I really just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Has been super, super cool. And with my car burning down, a bunch of people reached out. Wesley and David helped me put the car back together the weekend before round 3 at Wesley's shop. Holley sent us out parts super fast and helped us with the rewire. ACT helped us with a new clutch. This isn't at all, an ad or anything, because if I didn't like it, I wouldn't say it was good. I've bought things before that I've never said, hey, buy this because it's not good. Even Evil Energy, I don't work with them anymore on a, partnership level, but whenever people ask me for fittings, I always say to buy their fittings because they're a lot less expensive than other brands. I don't want to call them cheap because they're not cheap. They're just more affordable and they work super great. But ACT twin disc is the most badass thing ever. It feels probably lighter than my single disc before, and I'm still able to like feather the clutch. Like I can drive it off the trailer and it's not just like jerking like crazy. Some of the other drivers that have twin discs are like, oh, if you get a twin disc, you'll need a delay valve and you'll need this and you'll need that. And this thing just like works, just no questions asked. It works great. We also had some issues with our wheels, circuit, or our rims, whatever you want to call them. Circuit always sends us some new wheels when we need them, and I really appreciate that. They're also always very supportive. Zook, I talked to him today. He's always, got my back, and he always helps me out, and we talk, about more than just like, oh, how's driving going? We talk about family stuff, which is really nice because I really appreciate that. There's also Sunoco has been super cool with me, and when I reached out to them the first time, they were like, well, where do you drive and what are the things? And I was like, I drive a Hot Pit, which isn't a huge series. I'm not a big driver. I don't have a huge following. I don't have anything, but like I work hard and this is my thing. And they said, well, one man said, I'm going to try to get you like X, Y, and Z. And I was like, that's more than I asked for. And he's like, well, I like you and we're going to work on it. And we didn't get X, Y, and Z, but we got support, which was great. And he was a super cool guy, and we would talk, not just about the gas again. Like every company that I work with, we don't really just talk about car stuff. We talk about other things too. You know, Prisma, Jason, he just had a baby, and I actually saw him when I was going through a lot of this stuff, and I was in the parking lot talking to him, and I was like, yeah, man, life sucks right now. And he didn't really know why life sucked right now, but he was like, come here, man. And he gave me a hug. And if you know, I don't really like contact. But in that moment, I was like, dude, I'm going to start crying. Like, please. You know, it's just, it's really nice. And I really appreciate that from him. But with Sunoco, my rep was battling cancer, and he actually passed away on August 14th, I think the day was. So that was hard too. He was a super cool guy, took a chance on me, and actually the guy who called me to let me know, I was telling him my story, and he's like, that's crazy because Alan hired him. His name's Mark. He's like, Alan hired me, and he took a chance on me too. Like, I was, you know, not a big, like, not a motorsport guy, but like, you know, he took a chance on him and hiring him, and it's worked out since. So we had his name on the car this weekend, you know, kind of in memory and honor of him, which I just appreciate everything he did. So that's where life's been, guys. We're gonna start being more positive after today, and more things are gonna be moving up, being more not happy, but start going back to some more of our goofy content or funny content, trying to make more videos for you guys. I rewired the entire car. I took videos of all of it, and that was kind of during all this, and I was like, I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to like make content. I don't want to like talk to people. I don't really want to do anything. We also were working on a video of sim drifting for 30 days straight. Will it help? Like, you know, day 1 to day 30. How fast can you get better at sim drifting? Because I'm horrible at it. I think at day like 12 straight, I was when Jericho had a seizure, like one of his second or third ones, and then I basically stopped, and I was simming randomly throughout random times. So I'm not sure where we landed on that, but Heather keeps trying to get me to do that again, but we'll see about bringing that back. So yeah, this is where the video is going to end. We have Vegas coming up. We're going to do another test day before Vegas, just to get some changes put into the car, do some driving with some good drivers, better drivers than us, which is always the key. You always want to drive people better than you, and come out to Vegas just swinging as hard as we can. It's the last event of the year. I really just want to go out there and just, I mean, have fun. Really, at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing. I want to be there. I want to have fun. I want to make my sponsors proud. I want to make my family proud. And yeah, I think that's the goal, is to make everybody proud for Vegas. This was my little therapy session with myself. And thank you guys for watching, if you did watch. And yeah, hopefully some more good content comes out after this. So thank you guys. Sorry, the garage is a mess. The garage is kind of always a mess, but I'm going to use the excuse of my life's been crazy. So thank you guys again, and we'll see you soon.